you know what, usually I allow you to be up here, but not right now. I wanted to talk a little bit about knowing yourself and who you are and what your priorities are. Yeah, I think that's how I want to phrase it. And I guess I'll start that by explaining what made me think of this. And it was at VidCon last weekend. I tried to go to one of the parties that was happening there. A friend of mine got me on the list for it. And in theory, I really think it would be a lot of fun to go to parties. Just like, oh, well, I'll meet cool people, and maybe I'll have a drink, and it'll be nice. But in practice, whenever I actually do go to a party of any sort, I'm just like, this isn't fun. This isn't what I actually want. And in this case, I got there very early and still didn't get in to the party. And like, I eventually gave up because I realized that I could stay there having not moved for like a solid, like 2+ hours. It was a long time. Or I could just leave. And if I left, I could make it home that same night and sleep in my own bed. And I'm just like sitting there thinking about it, not sitting, standing there thinking about it and being like pushed on by like 50 people behind me. And I realized that this isn't what I want and that I should go. And if you've ever been in a situation like that, you know that the only way to really get out of the front of the pack is to just like push your way out. So I'm just like, all right, just like push my way through this really crazy crowd. People were like yelling at me, like, don't push, and I'm just like, no, you don't get to say that because you've been pushing on my back for an hour, and I'm trying to get away so that you have a better chance at getting into this. So it was a really like eye-opening moment to me, and I always knew that I wasn't really one for parties or like going out. I'm an introvert, but it was also kind of just a really good reminder. It's like, oh yeah, I really don't like this. This is really not my scene, and I am totally fine with it not being my scene. And then I texted my friend who invited me to the party, and I said like, hey, this is just not gonna happen. And he was just like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And I thought about it for a second, and I responded back, it's like, don't be, because I'm not sorry. Knowing myself and knowing what I wanted and realizing that what I wanted was not that party was just like, it's like, oh yeah, I already knew that. And I was trying to be someone I'm not. I think it's really important to know who you are and what you want, and not just to know that, but also to act on it and organize your life in a way that makes sense with what your goals and your priorities are. When I say it that way, it sounds so simple, but it is so not simple. So it's hard because what you want is not always what other people want for you, but figuring out what it is you do want is the first step to having the life that you're actually excited to be living. And that's a really good note to end on.